In this series, the Zoomer, yugioh Kermit, and myself, the Boomer, Forrest DNT, will test our luck each week and open one box of the next set to be released. After which, we will put our deck building skills to the test and play a best 2 out of 3 to close out the episode. The winner gets a spin on the wheel to start off the next episode, and the loser gets a couple pity packs for their troubles. So come on and join us as we journey through Yu-Gi-Oh's past and discover new strategies to torment our friends with. Welcome to the Progression Series.
All right, YouTube. So, as the winner of the first episode, I'll be able to explain to you guys how we're going to choose to do the wheel. We're going to pretty much follow the same kind of basics that the regular progression wheels are, but we did add a few extra things for ourselves. So we're going to add, there's 3 extra packs, there's 1 extra pack, and instead of just promos, we're also going to add structure deck and starter deck cards, so we can spin to get either structure deck or starter deck card along with the promos. It's going to be in that same little slot, since some cards from structure decks are pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and spin our wheels, see what we get, since we did win the first episode. Ooh, just barely missed out on that QCR slot. That could have been any card, which, I mean, right now it would have just been from LOB, but that could have been pretty good. So we got 1 extra pack, so we're going to get that 1 extra pack of Metal Raiders the next set. So let's see how our pulls go.
All right, here we are with Metal Raiders. So, yes, my deck building was not fantastic, and this is what I get for looking at only the monster's attack and not looking at what star level they were. Okay, I assume that I got roasted in the comments already for just playing nothing but big monsters and not really looking at their levels. So we're gonna go ahead and fix that now. Okay, we're gonna fix that in the games to come. All right, we're now going into Metal Raiders, and we're definitely going to be hoping to pull a lot of the power cards in here, or at least get some decent pulls. As we saw, Kermit, John, like, just pulled absolutely ridiculous. Double Dark Hole is going to be the bane of my existence, and so either we're able to ban it, or we are able to go ahead and or until the card gets like limited. So let's go ahead and look into Metal Raiders. So Metal Raiders, of course, we get a lot more of the effect monsters. One of the cards that I'm very much looking forward to is Robin Goblin. Being able to just go ahead and rip a card out of your opponent's hand after dealing just even like a smidge of like battle damage is actually kind of huge. Also, Dark Elf being just a 2000 attacker that you can just put on the board, and you can just have it just sit there in attack position is actually quite huge. Sanguine going ahead and getting your searches, as well as Magician of Faith and Mask of Darkness being rares, is going to be absolutely massive. Sword and Shield is actually going to be kind of nice as well if we want to go ahead and make a big push with our monsters that are in defense. So like our Soldier of Stone becoming a 2000 beater and potentially just swinging in for game is going to be very nice. Also, Witch is in here. It is not banned yet, so if we pull multiple copies, it'll actually be huge. Fade Trap is also another one that's, I think, is going to be kind of neat once we start getting a bunch of board clears, or we pull some pretty good continuous traps. Just being able to, if they go MST, we can just activate Fade Trap and then save it, and then going into the ultra rares. Of course, we do have Solemn, Mirror Force, and Change of Heart all making their debut to the TCG. Solemn being a card that wasn't really utilized much at all earlier on, and was began being utilized a lot more later on. So we're gonna hope that we can at least pull maybe at least one of the 3. In all reality, I'd really like to pull Mirror Force if I could. So if we are able to pull any of these or anything in here, I definitely do think it's going to be 7 Tools would be nice, Mirror Force would be great, and then either Solemn or Change of Heart would be fantastic. I mean, seeing as in John pulled, what is that, 4 Ultras in his last box. It's possible we can do it. I already feel like I'm going to have to burn a redo a ticket if we don't pull good here. Going into the supers, we got Karibo. We do have Cannibal Turtle, which is a banned card for a very specific reason. We also do have Heavy Storm and some good removal, being a tribute to the Doomed. Everything else here is not really too great. I mean, Suijin is a good monster to have. So it will be something that we're definitely going to be looking forward to potentially getting as like just our boss monster for the deck. Short prints, there's nothing really much else. These two, not really too much. We can also go into clown control. Actually, so pulling Thunder Dragons would be nice. Getting some of the clowns would also be really nice to just go ahead and get aggressive and like start building a nice little set of cards. Mystic Lamp would be kind of nice to go ahead and pair up with the Robin Goblin to just go ahead and get a guaranteed rip. And then going into the commons, Butcher is also a really nice card. I mean, it's 1800, and I mean, it does give our opponent 2 draws, but we might be able to go ahead and mitigate that with like Robin Goblin. So they're only drawing 1, and we're just ripping something potentially good out of their hand. Let's see, we do all the GI Gumo, which is another 2200, which I do think is like the biggest normal summon that we will have, which will be which could become very, very relevant quite soon. I don't really think there's much else in here. I mean, all of the commons, we do have 7 colored fish, which I think is now the largest monster that you can have that's a normal. And then we also have Stop Attack or Block Attack, which will change a monster defense. Share the Pain, which could be useful. And Soul Release, which if we were able to pull a couple of these copies, it could be very relevant later on. And then, okay, so I'm hoping to at least pull one of these copies or maybe get some later on. But as someone that plays Dark World, this card could be very, very relevant for us later on. So, yeah, there we go with Metal Raiders. I know I blabbered on a little bit too much, but let's go ahead and jump into 24 packs of Metal Raiders. But before we do that, I do believe we do get to go ahead and open up Tournament Pack 1. I think we do get the 4 cards out of this. There's not really much in here. I don't think that's like too crazy. I think the white hole actually could be very useful in here. We are going to go ahead and open up 4 of these. Okay, so let's go ahead and open these up. Let's see, what do we get? What does this do? Increase attack. Increases card's attack by 100 points for every plant monster that is face up on the field. That's not going to be useful at all. All right, next pack, flip it over. Yeah, nothing in here is too neat. We got the Shining Friendship, which is kind of cute. Yeah, I think we're continuing on with the trend of our pulls not being good at all. All right, starting off, okay. We're already doing fantastic. We pulled a Ramen Goblin. I mean, we got a Gate Guardian. I mean, this card will never be summoned a day in its life. But we also did get a 7-colored fish, as well as a Queen's Double, but it doesn't really do too much. All right, we're going to flip it over. All right, we got a Jared Gumo. Absolutely massive. We did go ahead and get a Cheerful, and we also got a Bistro Butcher. Why Magical Hat, honestly, I could be slept on as a card that I'm pretty certain I'm putting in that deck. Just to be able, it's our Dawn's Luke before Dawn's Luke comes out. All right, we're okay. So we're not, so far we're pulling pretty good. Mushroom Man number 2, gutted card in advanced was kind of nice. All right, we got a Ring Mantism. We pulled our 2nd Ramen Goblin, which is actually, I'm very happy we did pull that.
All right, YouTube. So we're gonna do our Metal Raiders pulls right now. Honestly, what I'm looking to get from this set is probably obviously Sangam, Witch of the Black Forest, Magician of Faith. These are probably some of the best cards in this set. Also, Sword and Shield's pretty good, or Shield and Sword, to just out the 2K defenders. White Magical Hat's also pretty good. It might only be 1,000, but if it deals damage, we are going to get to discard a card from the hand. So that's pretty good. Of the ultra rares, honestly, looking to get Summon Skull. Summon Skull is a one tribute monster with 2,500 attack. That's just really strong. Change of Heart's also really strong. Mirror Force, Solemn Judgment. Even early on, just 7 tools, Magic Jammer, and Horn of the Heaven also might just be pretty good pickups. The only things I don't really want are these 3. The super rares, obviously, we want Heavy Storm. Tribute to the Doomed is pretty good. I wouldn't mind getting Karibo. It could protect me from a big attack. The short print cards, honestly, from this set, I really want to get the Clowns. I think Clown Control is pretty fun. If you could get this set up, it's just really hard for your opponent to out-tempo you at that point. Stim Pack is also pretty good. It just gives 700. They'll lose 200, but initially it's a 700 attack boost. It's pretty good. Of the common cards, honestly nothing too great, except 7 Colored Fish as a 1800 4-star is just insanely strong. This could be really good with Umi to buff it up to 2K. Other than that, there's not much other like crazy good cards that I'm looking to get, except honestly maybe like some block attacks for the big guys that have low attack. That's about it. So let's go do our pulls. So since we won and on the wheel we did spin the 1 extra pack, we're going to be getting 25 packs of Metal Raiders. Let's see how we do. So starting off, we got a Stim Pack. We also did get a Cannon Soldier if we somehow are able to get some nasty FTKs later on. There's Witch of the Black Forest, is one of the best cards that you can get from this set. Adds any monster with 1,500 or less defense from the deck to the hand. It just gets really strong later on too. Cards like Dark Arm that have low defense.
All right, let's go into the next pack. Horn of Heaven. Let's see. When a monster would be summoned, tribute one monster to get summoned if you destroy that monster. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not the worst ultra we could have pulled. It is definitely one of them, but we will make do with it. Our pulls have actually, and there's our second magical night. Okay, our pulls. I think we're keeping this one. We're definitely keeping this one. A second Dark Elf. I think it's either 2 or 3. I believe this is our 3rd Cheerful Coffin. And then German Faction actually could be a kind of cute card to go ahead and like power down John a little bit. And also our second rat is actually kind of nice. All right, we're going to flip it up. Tremendous Fire. I mean, we could build some burn strategies later on.
A second Witch of the Black Forest and our first Crass Clown. Our Witch, whenever they get rid of it, can search our Crass Clown. So that's pretty good. Something to look into. Another Starboy. Unfortunate that I got Time Wizard as my Ultra. It could have been any of the better ones. But it would be funny to use Time Wizard and destroy all his monsters. There's our first Sangan. So now we have 2 Witch, 1 Sangan. We get a Jirai Gumo. Another Ultra, it's the 7 Tools. I mean, if he gets a Judgment, we could 7 Tools is Judgment. Dark Elf is a 2K. It takes 1,000 to attack, but it could just be a body. Another Time Wizard is very unfortunate. A Judgment. This is pretty good. Having Judgment just makes us we could just stop anything that really threatens us that's being summoned. Also, just any good spell or trap can just not matter.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and flip it up. I think that's our second Jirai Gumo. Yeah, our pulls in this one are actually very correct. Yeah, there's no way we respend this at all. We pulled Witch. We also got one. We got one of each of the clowns. These pulls are definitely to say. And there's our 3rd magical hat and our 2nd Crass Clown. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way in like the world that we like respin this whatsoever. Our 3rd Ramen Goblin, double secret. How are we gonna pull like the worst secret twice in the set? And that's our 3rd Crass Clown. All right, we're gonna go and flip it over. Oh, We pulled a Faith. Oh my God.
A second Judgment and a second Dream Clown. As much as I would want to respin, I think our pulls have been pretty good, especially with 2 Judgment. Let's see what our last pack gets us. A white magical hat. Let's look at our overall pull, see if it's worth respinning or not. Honestly, I think we're just going to lock in these because getting rid of there's no point in not keeping these 2 Judgments, especially if he just does not pull Judgment. We're just in a really good position having the Judgment, the Sangan, and the Double Witch. So we're going to go ahead and lock in these pulls. All right. Went ahead and locked in. We'll get to deck building soon.
We'll go ahead and flip it over. Last pack. If we didn't have a playset before, we definitely have a playset now of both Yugioh and Dark Elf. Okay, so let's see. What do we have? We have 3 Yugiohs, 3 Bistro Butchers, 3 Crass Clowns, 2 Dream Clowns. We did pull a playset of the Seated. We did also pull the Stim pack, which will be come up later. We did pull 3 7-colored fish. Yeah, and then we got 1 Soul Release. We pulled 7 Cheerful Coffins, which is actually kind of neat. 1 Shared the Pain. We did pull 3 of the Ramen Goblins, and then 1 of the Block Attacks. Yeah, we did pull 3 of the Dark Elf. We did pull 1 Witch. We also did pull the 1 Faith, and also we pulled 1 Summon Skull and 1 Dark Horn or Horn of Heaven. All right, our pulls are kind of cracked. I'm very happy with them. Let's go ahead and jump into the deck profile.
All right, so here we are. This is the deck that we decided to come with for this episode. I took out the dinosaurs and I just put in some more little fiends like the Ryukushin Powered. I put in this Blue Winged Crown just because it's a 1600. I did put my Witches and my Sangans because these are probably some of the best cards that I pulled. White Magical Hat. Hopefully I could start picking out his hand. I put the Time Wizard because if I could just hit him with the Time Wizard if he has a lot of monsters, I think that's pretty good. And then I have the Bistro Butchers. They're at 18. If they deal life point, if I deal damage to the life points, he'll draw 2. But if not, I could just start poking at the defense cards and start getting rid of them. I also wanted to put in my Dream Clown and my Crass Clown to help with the just controlling the board. Hopefully this will come up. And then Dark Elf, it's 2,000, but it costs 1,000 to attack, but it could just be a body to have on the board. I put in the 7 Tools in Judgment just in case he had a Mirror Force. That way I could get rid of those cards. Shield and Sword for the 2K Defender. I also put the other one in the side. So we'll see how the duel goes.
All right, so here we are with the deck profile. So we fixed our mistakes from last go around. Last time we like kind of went into it like just looking at the biggest attack and not really caring about the levels because I was just being dumb. However, in this one, we definitely made sure that everything is like it makes sense with the deck, and we're pretty much just going with Ramen Goblin control. All right, Ramen Goblin with the White Magical Hat control, and we're just going to try and get as much damage in as we can. All right. So, as you know, White Magical Hat, when it deals damage to your opponent, they discard 1 card. If we can pair it with the Ramen Goblin, then we're also going to go ahead and rip an additional card. So we're ripping them for 2. We're also running 7-colored fish with the Umi, and then Magical Hat also gets pumped up by Yami because it is a spellcaster. And then we're also running Sword of the Deep-Seated to go ahead and give ourselves a little bit of a boost to get over any monsters that we need to. We're also still running the 2 Stomp defenses to flip in something into attack. The Block Attack to go ahead and turn some of his bigger monsters to defense, so that way we can maybe get over them. And then we still have the 1 Fisher, 1 Share the Pain, and we're also running a Stim pack, so that way we can also boost ourselves to get a little bit over. We did pull, our pulls were insane. We pulled 3 Dark Elf, we put the second Hain in, we pulled 3 Jiraigomo, we did pull a Faith, and we also did pull, Mystic Lamp. This is just something that like we can just go ahead and get immediate damage in to go ahead and rip a card from his hand. We also did pull 3 7-colored fish, so paired with the Yumi, this is going to be a nice 2K beater on top of our nice good old 2K defenders. We also did pull 2 Ryukushin Powered I believe this is also gets pumped up by the Yami. Yes, it does. And then we also put in the Skull Redbird as a nice little 1550 beater. We also pulled a Summon Skull as a nice tribute summon. And then going into the side, we could just switch over to Clown Control with Crass Clown and Dream Clown. We pulled 3 and 2. Bistro Butcher as just a way to go ahead and deck out our opponent. It's 1800. So it's a nice little beater that we can bring in. Yes, we're going to be plussing our opponent, but we also could be ripping cards from him if we have multiple Robin Goblins up. We also put in the 1 stim pack in there just as a nice little way to go ahead and get ourselves the attack to get over certain monsters. We do also have the Unhappy Maiden to go ahead and set to clear out, or not really clear out, but just to go ahead and just end the battle phase. We can just set that, and then, you know, maybe we have some stuff in hand that we can go ahead and make a big push on the return. We also do have the Armed Ninja to go ahead and clear out some spell cards on the field, so we can set this, maybe pop a field spell, pop an equipped. I don't know. And then we're also running the Big Eye as a way to potentially look through what John possibly is going to be having in his next 5 cards. And then we can go ahead and rearrange them in any order that we want. So that way we can make sure that his draws are not live. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the duels here really quickly. We're going to make sure that this one is not a 2-0 sweep again. And we're going to go ahead and get our first dub in the Progressi series. All right. All right. What's up, John? How are the polls for today, man?
I think I pulled some okay cards. I can't really complain. I think they're gonna be useful for the foreseeable future.
Okay. Yeah, no, I would say for a second there I was like, I think I'm probably gonna respin to get some like certain cards. But then as like the polls just kept on going, I was just pulling just so many just generically good cards that like should help me get some wins here very shortly, that I was just like, all right, well, I guess I kind of just have to just lock this in. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't think you're walking away with an easy 2-0 this week. All right. So once again, I guess we're gonna go ahead and start off with die roll. We're gonna go ahead and hope that I can go ahead and win this one. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and lock that in.
We're gonna do this again. Rock again. All right, I'm obviously starting for my initial draw. It's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and draw for turn. Standby. Yes. Main. We'll just start with a nice set and pass.
All right, so we'll go ahead and draw for turn. We're gonna go standby main. We're gonna go ahead and go with a normal summon Aquamador.
Normal summon Aquamador.
And we're gonna go battle phase and swing into the Hane.
It definitely was a Hane. We'll bounce back that Aquamador.
All right, so we'll bounce this to hand. We'll go main phase 2, and then we'll just go ahead and pass the turn.
All right, so we'll draw.
Man, already on the good read of the Hane.
Standby main. Well,
you pulled what,
luckily,
2 or 3 of them?
I have 3 Hane, but luckily you didn't leave a monster on the board. So, my white magical hat is about to start picking apart your hand very shortly.
That's perfectly fine.
And we'll buff him up a little bit by activating our Yami.
Okay, that's fine.
Put him up to 1200. We'll go ahead and go battle. We'll attack for 12.
We'll take 12. That's perfectly fine.
And let's roll a die. We'll go 1 is the closest to your deck, and then 5 all the way, 6 reroll.
Sure. I have 6 cards in hand.
2. We'll get that one right there. You know what? You can't get rid of my Yami. We'll go main phase 2. We'll pass turn over to you.
All right, that's fine. We'll go ahead and draw him. Standby main. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you very much for the Yami, because that's going to go ahead and pump up my Ryukishin power that I did go ahead and pull today.
That's a pretty good card.
Yeah, and then we're going to go ahead
Yami,
and
it'll go up to
battle.
18. Yep.
And then we're just going to go ahead and swing right over your white magical hat.
All right. I'll go ahead and take 600.
We'll go main phase 2, and then we'll just go to end phase.
All right.
If it'll, there it goes.
We'll go ahead and draw for turn. Standby. Main. Honestly, that's a pretty good card. I might just have to normal summon my own, go into battle, and crash.
Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Go ahead.
All right, we'll go ahead and draw for turn. We'll go standby and main. And, you know, I feel like it's only fitting. Seeing as in you did it to me, I'll do it to you.
Ooh,
and we'll go ahead and summon
hat.
ourselves a white magical hat. We'll go to battle phase, and we'll go ahead and just hit in for 1,200.
I'll take 12.
And then we'll go ahead and roll a dice and see which one we're going to go ahead and hit. And we'll go ahead and hit this one.
That's pretty good. That's my other Ryukish Empowered.
All right, fantastic. We're going to go main phase 2. We'll proceed to end phase and send it over to you.
We'll draw for turn. Standby. Main. I'll normal summon my Dark Elf. It'll go up to 22 and
sure
1,000. Whoops. That's a extra 0.
Would you like to go ahead and pay 1,000?
I will be paying 1,000 to attack.
Sure. I'll go ahead and take 1,000. You'll pay 1,000. You'll go ahead and get rid of my
and I'll pass.
Let's
hat. See how you can get over my Dark Elf.
All right, that's fine. We'll go standby, main phase. I do believe we are just gonna go ahead and set 1, set 2,
ooh, that could
and
be
then
a mirror
pass
force.
the turn.
Draw. Standby. Main.
Sure.
We'll set a card. And I'll pass. We'll respect the
All right,
mirror
so we'll go ahead and
force.
draw for turn. We'll go standby, main phase. We're gonna go ahead and flip summon the Hane. Is summon successful?
The summon is successful.
We'll target the Dark Elf.
We will put it back to hand.
We're gonna go ahead and activate stop defense, targeting your set monster.
We'll flip. Put it to attack. We'll bounce back your Hane.
Okay, we'll go ahead and bounce that to hand. We're gonna go ahead and normal summon another monster that we got today.
Ooh, the
which is our
seven-colored
fish. Now, unfortunately, I do not get a boost from your Yami, but I do think he is strong enough
Let
to
me
go ahead
think
and
here on that summon, actually.
Thinking on summon. Okay.
That's a pretty good card. I don't think I want that to stay here, honestly. I'm just going to judgment, pay half my life.
Oh. I hope that was worth it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set 1 card then, and we're just going to go ahead and pass turn.
We'll draw for turn. We'll go standby. We'll go main.
Sure.
I'm just going to normal summon my Time Wizard.
Wait, what?
He's going to go up to 700.
There's no way this is what we're doing right now.
We're going to put my Hane to defense. We're going to go battle. We're going to poke for 700.
Sure. That's fine. I'll take 700.
We'll pass.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw. That is a pretty good draw. All right, so we're going to standby main phase. We are going to go ahead and normal summon Witch of the Black Forest.
Black Forest. That's a good card.
And we're going to go enter battle here.
You're definitely attacking my Time Wizard because you're scared.
So we're attacking the Time Wizard.
Yep.
Anything in response to the attack?
Nothing.
We're going to go ahead and activate Robin Goblin on attack
Ooh.
deck.
That's pretty good.
So we're going to go ahead and deal 500 or 600 here.
And Robin
And then we're going to
Goblin.
go ahead and rip a card out of your hand. And we're going to go ahead and hit that nice middle one.
That is, in fact, my Dark Elf.
All right, so we got rid of one of the problematic cards. So now we're going to go main phase 2, and we'll go ahead and pass the turn.
We'll draw for turn. We'll go standby. Main phase. I'm just going to have to normal summon my Terra the Terrible. I'll get boosted up to 14 and 15. We'll also activate this Dark Energy. Equipping it to our Terra, he'll go up to 17.
That's perfectly fine. Would you like to enter battle and swing into my Witch of the Black Forest?
Honestly, I will. We'll just hit you for 400. Right. We'll see what you could search.
That's fine. And then we'll go ahead and activate the effects. And we're going to go ahead and let's...
Show me the second 7 colored fish.
I think we just go ahead and we grab ourselves a dark elf.
It's pretty good.
It is quite good.
We'll just end
Would you
our
like
turn.
to pass your turn? Yeah, we'll draw for turn. I go standby main. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and normal summon the dark elf.
Yep.
We'll go to battle. We'll go ahead and pay 1,000.
I'll take 500.
And then we'll go ahead and rip that card out of your hand.
That was my Bistro Butcher.
And then, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and pass turn here.
We'll draw for turn. Standby. Main. I'll just set a card and pass.
All right, we'll go ahead and draw for turn. We'll go standby, main phase. And, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and swing in for game here by going activate stop defense, targeting your Hain.
Oof. I'll just admit defeat there.
All right.
All right.
All right. So would you like to go first again?
I'll obviously start.
Okay.
I'll get the extra card first. We'll draw for turn.
We'll yeah, that's
standby.
Fine. Yep.
Main.
Yep.
We will set a card. And we'll pass.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and draw for turn. Jesus Christ, standby, main phase. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with a nice good old pot of greed.
It's pretty good.
We're then gonna go ahead and activate stop defense.
Oof.
Ooh.
Flip my crass clown.
Okay, so this has to go change to defense. Let's see if this defense position card is changed to attack position. Okay, that's fine. We'll go ahead and go set 1, set 2, and then we'll pass turn.
Draw for turn. Standby. Main. We'll just put my clown to defense.
Sure.
We will set another card. And we'll pass.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw for turn. Ooh, okay, so we're going to go standby, main phase. We're going to go ahead and flip summon. We'll target the face down. We'll activate fissure, targeting the crass clown.
Oof. That's pretty good. Unfortunately,
we're going to go normal summon crass clown. And we're going to go to battle. Declare an attack with Hain. On attack deck, we're going to activate Robin Goblin.
Yep. I definitely overlooked this card.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and roll 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go ahead and hit that one.
You got rid of my
And then we're gonna hit in for
clown.
1350. We're gonna go ahead and roll again. Gotta roll again. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and hit this one.
It's my witty phantom.
We'll go ahead and go to main phase 2, and then we'll pass the turn.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
We'll go standby. Main.
Yeah.
We'll just normal summon the witty phantom.
That's fine.
Go battle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll attack into your crass clown. For a nice
that
50
is
damage.
Fine. I will take
And then I'll pass.
50. Alright, so we'll draw for turn. Wow. Alright, we'll go standby, main phase. Now, this is going to look very weird, but I promise this is going to work. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and normal summon the giant soldier of stone.
Ooh, shield and sword.
We're going to go ahead and activate Sword of the Deep-Seated, targeting our soldier of stone.
Okay, he goes up to 8.
We're going to activate another one.
23.
Pumping him up to 2,300. Whoops. And 3,000 defense. Yeah, we'll go battle phase. We'll swing in for 900.
Rip another card out of
and
my
then
hand.
Swing in for 1,450. Or 450, my bad. So yeah, we'll go ahead and hit this one. Roll again. We'll go ahead and hit that one.
Got rid of my blue eyes.
And we'll go ahead and head to the end phase. Hopefully draw a dark hole.
Standby. Main.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to have to set a card. And end my turn.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and draw. We go standby, main phase. We are going to go ahead and activate stop defense targeting. It is the Sangan. Let's see. We'll go ahead and go enter battle here. We'll swing in for 13.
My Sangan will go to grave, and he's gonna.
Wait, so I'm turn player, right? So you search first, and then I.
Sangan is mandatory.
Rip? Okay, so we rip first. Okay.
Yeah. And, yeah.
Okay, so we'll hit this one.
It's my shield and sword.
Oh.
And now my Sangan will trigger.
Yes.
Let's see. 15 or more. 15 or less. I lost connection.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. I came back.
All right, cool.
Let's see. Honestly, I don't think there's anything good that I could get. I'm going to add my Time Wizard.
I mean, that is a gamble. All right, so we'll swing in for 450.
Yeah.
And then we'll go ahead and hit this one. Okay. Okay. We'll go main phase 2, and then we'll pass the turn.
I'll draw for turn. Standby. Main.
Yes.
We're going to normal summon my Time Wizard.
Uh-huh.
We're going to activate the effect of the Time Wizard. And I'm going to call heads.
Okay.
Oh. Looks like...
So it destroys all my monsters,
It destroys
correct?
all your monsters. That is correct.
Okay.
And your swords
grave.
are both going to go to the top of the deck.
Yeah. To top of deck. To top of deck. That's perfectly fine.
We'll go battle.
Yeah.
We'll attack for 500. And hope that that's not a monster in your hand. Pass turn.
Yeah, so we'll draw for turn. Lo and behold, it is a monster.
It was a monster.
And we are going to go ahead and activate Sword of the Deep-Seated on it, bumping it up to 2100. And then, yeah, we're just going to go straight to battle and swing in for 16.
I'll take 16. You'll
Get
rip
rid
the
of the
last card in my hand.
hand.
It's my second blue eyes.
Oh my goodness. All right. And then we'll pass turn.
Draw. I'll just set a card and pass.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw. We'll go standby main. Well, we'll go to battle phase. We'll swing in. Show me a Hane.
It was my Ryukish empowered.
And then we'll go ahead and pass the turn from there.
Draw. We'll set. We'll pass.
We'll draw. Standby main. Battle. We'll just go ahead and swing in.
Got my Spirit of the Harp.
And then we'll pass turn.
Draw. We'll go standby main. We'll just activate Dark Hole.
Yep, that's fine. That's a grave. Top of deck.
We'll pass. Hope you didn't see
we'll
monster.
Draw. We'll just go straight to pass.
We'll draw. We'll set a card and pass.
All right, we'll draw. Standby main. We'll go normal summon.
Yes.
We'll go enter battle, attack.
You'll take a nice measly 1,000 thanks to my Aqua Madur.
That's fine. We'll go main phase 2. What else do I have? I have a lot in my deck. I have so much. I'm gonna bet you just don't have a monster to grave to force it out.
All right.
And then we'll pass turn.
Draw. We'll normal summon and we'll pass.
All right, we'll draw for turn. Standby main. We'll pass turn.
Draw. We'll just normal summon. We'll go into battle.
Sure.
Attack for 13.
That's fine. I'll take 13.
I'll end my turn.
Would you like to swing in for 2,000?
I will not. Not at the moment.
All right, we'll set one, and then we'll pass turn.
Draw. Standby. Main. We'll activate Dark Energy, boosting my Trial of the Nightmare up to 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
And 12. We'll go battle. If I walk into a Mirror Force, I walk into a Mirror Force.
I'll take 15. That's fine. There's no way I don't draw a monster this turn.
I'll pass.
Draw. Oh! Yep. Standby main phase.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and normal summon Jirai Gumo. We're going to activate. Activate. Activate.
Well, that's pretty good. Pretty sure no matter what, that's game. Because he goes up to a lot.
Oh no. It goes up to 39.
No matter what, whatever you attack, it's game.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and swing over.
No, the coin is only for.
Oh no, it's either way. I'm paying. It's either.
Yeah, he's gonna attack.
It's either I pay or I don't pay.
Yeah.
The attack's still going through.
Yep. GG.
Oh, okay, let's see. Hold on. Let's see what I had to pay. Call heads. Okay, I wouldn't have paid.
I definitely overlooked Robin Goblin. That was just really good.
Oh my goodness, that was like.
Your pulls were pretty good. I did not pull any 7-colored fish, but I really wanted to lock in the Judgments and the Sangan.
Wait, Judgments? You pulled multiple?
I pulled 2 Judgments, yes. I pulled 2 Judgments and a 7 tools. So I have seven tools and 2 judgments. So if you had pulled Mirror Force, I had ways to stop it. I also overlooked Robin Goblin and took out the. Oh, he pulled Summon Skull. I also took out the Remove Trap. So I couldn't out the Robin Goblin. Had I kept it in, it would have been good. You pulled a lot of the. Oh, you pulled a Moth too. Yeah. You just pulled all the big bodies.
3 Dark Elf, 3 Jirai Gumo, 3 7-colored fish, 3 Ramen Goblin. I pulled a Horn of Heaven.
Oh, the Horn of Heaven. Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, my pulls, I pulled 2 Riai Kushin. Yeah, my pulls were very, very good. Oh, man. Well, that is it. I go ahead and get my first up of the season, and we will see y'all next week for what's the next set?
Magic Ruler.
For Magic Rulers. Deuces.
See ya.